Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Toyota Prius Prime and its 6-speaker bass audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, controls, speaker locations. Then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear in the driver's seat. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. The all-new, very cool looking and decently fun to drive Toyota Prius. This is the plug-in hybrid Prime version, and I can't guarantee that this will sound exactly like the hybrid version because sometimes there are differences with battery packs and everything like that, and that does affect sound, but I am assuming that it's going to sound pretty darn similar. If you do want to see more on the car, check the link in the description to our little bit of a first drive there, and then once we do get a chance to drive the normal Prius, probably back at DMHQ, then I'll get you my thoughts on that one. Also, we may have the opportunity to test the 8-speaker JBL later today, but I can't guarantee it, so we're at least getting this, and then if we get some JBL time later, I'll throw the link to that as well below. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory default, so let's take a look at those now. This has the optional 12.3-inch touchscreen display. It works really well, very nice, well-sized here. It's all a touchscreen, and it's a big improvement from Toyota's previous offerings. Now you get an 8-inch screen standard on the SC and XSC trims, but this has the optional extra for the larger screen. Let's go here, we're already in the media screen. Let's go actually down to settings to get to our sound settings. You're first greeted with an auto sound levelizer, so that's going to lift up elements of the music as you get going down the road, make them sound a little bit different, a little bit louder. Below that, you have sound tuning. That's where you have your EQ, treble, mid-range, and bass. Let's go through those. You can see they aren't the easiest sliders to adjust. I wish you could just kind of tap and make them go to certain places. So if you were driving, trying to change your EQ, that would get difficult. Below that, you have adjustment for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. That one you can, you can drag it around. It's not the easiest touchscreen to use, I will say. And that is it for audio adjustments. You have this media screen, but that doesn't have anything to do with sound. For audio controls in the new Prius, you have a volume knob that's way over here. Easy to get to for the passenger, but not really for the driver. It's a bit strange. Fortunately, the driver does have a volume rocker on the left side of the wheel. That's the first time that I can remember seeing a volume rocker in a Toyota. For track selection, this one bothers me a little bit. No physical controls here for track selection. Let me tell you why that matters. If you're, say, on your navigation screen here, or you've got CarPlay open or something, but you're using the radio, and your passenger, or even you, want to make some adjustments, you got to go home, and then got to go up here, take a few clicks, and do those adjustments. Now, for you as a driver, it's not a huge deal because you've got track selection right here on the wheel. But I've been in situations where my passenger wants to make adjustments to the music, and I'm using navigation, and they never put it back. So you could either get better passengers, or it would have just been nice if Toyota had given you some sort of track adjustment there physically. And there's track, volume, right. Audio inputs in the new Prius. You have your standard, actually no, do you have AM? I always got to check with these new cars. I'm so used to saying, yes, we do have AM radio still. So you got AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, Bluetooth, support for wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a USB-C port right here, and actually some streaming built in as well. We've got Amazon Music and Apple Music. Now, it's possible that they could add Spotify in the future. That's not on there right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were working on it. And that is it. So what does that mean you're missing? Well, no USB-A port and no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack. Not the end of the world in my eyes. Speaker locations. As I said, this is a 6-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got what I assume is some woofery mid-range there, 1, and then a tweetery mid-range there, 2, 3, 4 on the other side, and 5, 6, probably more woofery mid-ranges in the back. I assume the JBL system gets you a center mid-ranger and then a subwoofer in the back as well. All right, well, I'm gonna get this stuff put away so that we can get out on the road. Now, I don't love doing sound tests in the rain, and I also don't love not doing them at steady state highway speeds, but we gotta work with what we've got here because it is a first drive event, so we're gonna get right into the music. say this steering wheel mounted volume adjustment is not the best for quickly turning the volume down because there are a lot of clicks to go through. A song like this comes through harsh. I honestly don't mind the sound of the tweeters coming off the windshield. I think that works pretty well when vehicles do that. But when a lot of the instrumentation gets going, it's a lot of noise coming at you, and it doesn't sound particularly musical. Now, I will acknowledge we're fighting a few more sound elements than we typically do, but we're also testing at a slower speed than we typically do. So I'm trying to kind of balance that out that way. All I'm trying to consider now through the rest of this test is if it should be considered below average. I'm leaning toward yes, but this next song where we turn the bass up should kind of help us get there. I am going to take advantage of some Toyota's active driving assists here. Oh yeah, there's the slop. Yeah, that pretty much seals it up for me. Wrapping up my thoughts here on the 6-speaker sound system in the Toyota Prius XSE. What I want you all to understand is that it is below average. Now, I don't know how best to rate that, because these speakers up here actually sound pretty decent quality, and they're coming through with enough crispness that I actually don't hate them. So I'm hesitant to give it a D rating because I don't want you to think that it's outright bad, but hopefully you understand that that's what an E rating would be. So I do think a D plus, but a D is appropriate for this car. It really doesn't sound that good. And don't get me wrong, you've got the JBL system to upgrade to if you care about audio quality. I will point out, this car we're driving is $39,000. Doesn't sound fantastic as a $39,000 car. But you're paying more for the powertrain and the Toyota safety systems and the reliability than you are for the sound system. Step up to the JBL if you want something a little bit better. Hopefully we'll get a chance to drive that here after this, but it's getting a D+. That's where I'm going. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the new Prius, check the link in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.